We have two. We have two callers in the queue. I'm gonna bring one of them in.
Sure.
Last four digits 5266. State your name and where you calling from. 5266. Welcome.
This is Mike. This is Mike, guys, and would you believe it or not, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Hey, I remember you, Mike. What's going on?
Not much. I had to chime in on your topic here, the Sandusky. I'm right in the thick of all this up here.
So what's the climate down there?
Well, I tell you what, it's pretty. The more you hear about it, the worse it gets. You know, the sadder it gets, and obviously, you know, before I say anything, you know, I gotta, you know, the victims of all this, you first gotta, you know, give your sympathy, you know, to all of them, because compared to anything else, you know, they're the number one story, and they can't be lost in all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true.
The innocence is gone.
Here's the thing, guys. Not only did Sandusky, you know, ruin all these kids' lives, but in my opinion, he killed Joe Paterno. If it wasn't for all this coming out, I think Joe Paterno would be living right now. I think at his age, something like this just completely broke his spirit, completely broke his will to live. He was Penn State. When you think of Penn State, you think of Joe Paterno, and it just completely broke him inside out, every which way, and it killed him. I think Jerry Sandusky killed Joe Paterno.
I can't feel sorry for Joe because he knew and he did nothing about it. He got off. Joe got off real easy.
You know what? I hear what Mike is saying, and I gotta say, I kind of agree with that, man. You know, I definitely kind of agree with that. You know, because that's a lot for the man was 82, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot, man. That's a lot of stress. You know?
But if Joe knew, he knew sooner or later this would come out. So he set that up for himself.
I mean,
could it be, guys, that maybe you know, I'm not sticking up for Paterno. I'm kind of in the middle on this because, you know, he's a legend up here in Pennsylvania, and it's gonna be interesting 5-10 years down the road to see what his legacy is, because you know, everyone's just starting to realize with this trial what happened, and really I haven't heard Paterno's role in it. How much Paterno knew, exactly how Paterno was involved in the whole thing. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think we ever will. I think Paterno is the one person in this investigation that's going to be kind of given a pass and just, you know, maybe he knew a little bit, but they're not going to get into detail exactly what Paterno knew.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that.
You don't know how much he knew, but what's the guy with the red hair, the assistant coach?
McQuarrie?
He said Joe Pa knew. He said Joe Pa knew and did nothing about it.
Well, he's the first person.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was, you know, but just like Mike said, man, I mean, you know, let me just throw this out there real quick, Mike and guys. Because, you know, Joe Paterno was a larger-than-life figure at Penn State, obviously, they're not going to try to sully his, you know, his legacy, you know? So that's why I can see where Mike is going with that, you know? Even though, you know, he might have knew a little bit, but they're not. I don't think they're really gonna kind of try to tarnish him, you know.
That's all right. I will.
Of course, that's why you're the evil one. Of course, right?
What am I saying that's wrong? Joe Pa knew. He knew.
You know,
a lot of people knew.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Hey guys, the problem I have with everything. And you know how Penn State, they tried to wipe the slate clean with all the coaches and everything, but they kept two of their best recruiters on. The one guy was Larry Johnson, I think the father of the ex-running back. They kept him on the staff, even though I think he knew, just because he was a great recruiter. And if that's the truth, that's the biggest problem I have with anything. If you're keeping him on, and he knew, just for the simple reason, you know, he can go all around the country and you know, recruit all these players into Penn State still.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Very good point.
Very good point.
Yes. You know, I mean, you know, what can I say beyond that, man? It is wrong. You know, just like you said, if he did have any type of knowledge about that, and because of his recruiting skills, yeah, that's really foul. That's really foul. You know, so basically, you know, nothing has changed, I guess. I mean, if you really look at it, you know, nothing has changed.
Money and recruiting the best players trumps anybody's crime in that area. Wow. So,
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh well. So hopefully he'll go to jail and they'll do what he did to those kids to him, but he might like it, so that's not even justice.
Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness.